Good evening to all. Now we present to you our third session titled The New Emerging Opportunities, for which we have our esteemed guest, Professor Dr. Tabrez Ahmed, who is the Chancellor of GD Goenka University and Dean School of Law. Sir is a National Vice President of the Law Teachers Division, India chapter of International Council of Jurists, ICJ, London, United Kingdom, and Chair Legal Education Section of Indian National Bar Association. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us here, and over to you. Sir, you may start the session now.
Mr. Tabrez, I think he has some internet issues right now.
Yes.
Give a minute to him and call it on his mobile.
Yes, sir, we are connecting with him through telephone.
Hello? Okay. I'll just see.
Sir, can you hear me? Sir, can you hear me? So we'll be starting this session shortly. Please. Sir, can you hear me?
Avni, Dr. Tabriz has got lost connection.
Okay, ma'am. So we'll wait for some time.
You wait for some time, yeah.
Yes.
Avni,
Yes, sir.
we can take a break for this session.
Sir Tabrez sir is just joining in. We just called him and confirmed. He's just connecting with us.
Okay, yes, connection issue, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just joining.
Next session is Divya, no?
Sir, next session with us is, I'll just confirm. Sir, it's Mr. Dileep Uke, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So participation is good, but it can be better.
We are live right now.
Right, I know. So it doesn't matter, but yeah, people are. So we do have a time up for a networking, na?
Yes, sir, we do.
Okay, so student can network and understand. All the students know facility of our
Social lounge, right, sir?
yeah. So you can explain about the social lounge
Okay, so
this time.
yes. So basically, to all our attendees, we have this social launch facility on AirMeet. So when a session is not live, you can go in social lounge and network with the speakers. Oh, hello, sir. Sir, can you hear me? We have Mr. Tabrez sir with us.
Mr. Tabrez, can you hear us? No, he's again lost.
Sir, again connected.
Ask him to make it. There is a button. It shows the switch to low bandwidth mode.
Sir, can you hear me? I don't think so, sir. He can hear us.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Call him on the phone. That's the. So our social lounge feature is where you can speak to one to your colleague, and that's how you can make new acquaintance, or learn or discuss things from each other. So, Mr. Tabrez, can you hear us?
Hello.
Wait. Sir is able to log in now?
I I can see on the screen, but it is coming. Then within few seconds, you are going back. This
No, but
being blank.
we can hear you now. So you can
No, I could not see you.
you can't see me, but my video is not on.
No, I can't see you.
You can see me now.
I think Meenakshi is saying you are sending me another link to me by my email.
I have already sent, sir.
No, it's fine. You are live now.
Sir,
चले भेज दिया तो ज्वाइन कर लिया सब कुछ कर लिया
वो
तू ये वेट कर रहा तेरा तू बैठ फिर मैं तेरे को
प्रॉब्लम हो रही थी ना उनको, वो पता क्या करा उन्होंने, पहले अटेंडी लिंक से लॉगिन कर रहे हैं. Sir, we were able to see you and hear you. Already link WhatsApp कर दिया. Direct speaker. WhatsApp कर लो. Okay, Avni, just a moment. Sir is just coming. He's going to be live, yeah. Avni, this thing is mute. You're mute. Unmute yourself first.
Yeah, sorry. So we'll just wait for some time. Okay, ma'am?
Yes. Please wait for a while, and sir will be with us in a while.
All
Some connection issues.
टाइम हो गया तो इसका इस सेशन को बात करके ना आगे
Hello.
Yes, sir, we can hear you. We can see you perfectly fine.
Okay. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much. A very warm welcome. Abni,
Okay.
please.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for the invitation to this very important youth program. I must thank Vinakshi Kadam and also Mr. Kaviraj Singh for giving the chance for speaking this particular important program. The topic for the day is that regarding the employment opportunities for the youth in the fast changing dynamics and also the environment. So you know very well that after the COVID-19 period, we have shifted a lot of things into the online medium. In fact, it has affected all the professions, including the legal profession. Now the question is that in the current setup, what are the skills are required and what are the new opportunities we are getting? I think there are a lot of sessions already happened about that new skill sets are required. So I'll be just focusing on that. What are the new options are available for those who are trying to aspire the future jobs? Since already we have shifted a lot of things from the offline to online mode, and that's why the lot of changes are happening. And also we are using a lot of social media and also a lot of the platforms, also a lot of online journals, and even the 2 days this program is happening on the Airmeet. It was not earlier. If you go back to 25 years back, there was no platform to have the online meetings and all. It was very exclusive and very, very costly affair. But there are a lot of open source programs like Zoom and also other programs. A lot of platforms are there where you can plan a lot of meetings and also plan a lot of business meetings, sharing of the seminars, conferences, a lot of roundtables, and also you can run your classes, training programs. A lot of things are there. In this setup, now we as an academician and you as a youth now to think that what to plan the curriculum, what will be design of the curriculum, what are the skill to focus, and how to plan your career options. What are the new options are opening? You know that we are doing a lot of focus on the use of technology and also lot of use of the artificial intelligence. We are having the augmented reality, virtual reality, IoT is coming very fast, and also we are going to have this lot of databases. If you go back to earlier, that those who are having the lot of iron and steel and also the oil and gas and all, they're going to be the market leaders. They're going to decide the entire fate. But now what is happening? That now data is going to decide the entire future, and now data is new oil. So entire now the debate is that how to manage data, how to process data, how to analyze data. So because of this database dependent market, now the things are changing very fast. So all those companies, everybody now trying to have the collection of data and data analysis. So sometimes we are very happy to go on social media that we are going to share our thoughts, our preferences, sharing our photos, and we feel that very happy to get the free of cost the accounts. But now this particular information is processed by the social media companies and they utilize in the digital marketing platform. And sometimes these information are going to have violate our privacy rights. Sometimes these information are going to challenge the national security. We have seen that India government has banned around 200 applications of the China because the issue was that the Chinese applications were going to collect Indian data and they may pass this data to Chinese government, and also they can use the this information to violate our privacy. So because of these developments, now there's a lot of career options are there in cyber security. So cybersecurity very vast area because it is going to affect even a particular individual, even a company, any country, because the entire market is going to change. So cybersecurity was a very important aspect for everybody. So if anybody is trying to make their career in the cybersecurity, the software engineer, he can be the person who's trying to develop the cybersecurity programs, security programs. And if he is a lawyer, he is going to handle the cyber crime cases that if any crime will happen, you know very well that how to collect the evidences, how to prove beyond the doubt in the court of law. In that case, he should understand the linkages between the law, science, and technology because he should know that if anything is violated over the internet, how to collect that particular evidence. And after collecting the evidence, how to bring those evidence in the court of law, how to present in the court of law. This way also we are going to see a lot of online courts, technology courts. Before, during the pandemic, in fact, we could survive because of the internet and these technologies. And no, you know very well that Supreme Court of India, even all the courts which were running mostly in a very skeletal model during the lockdown, and all the hearings were happening on the uh, online mode. So if you go back and see the earlier legal education, there was no content of the technology. But the way the market is changing now, all the lawyers, all the judges, they should be very well aware about that how they're going to the collect evidences, they do the drafting part, and also they are going to present the case, they hear the case and analyze the cases, how to maintain the security of the information, because any case is coming and case is in the process, the entire data in the file in the computers are there. Sometime it is on the some clouds are there. So how to maintain the cloud security is very very important aspect. So it is going to change the entire scenario, whether it is a person is a lawyer, how to handle these cases in online mode, and also if he is a judge, that how he is going to decide those cases as a judge. Because in earlier days, when in our student life, there was no online journal, there was no digital content. We used to go to library and find out the Supreme Court cases and AIRs, and it was very challenging to find out a case, a relevant case, because you have to go to the index, you have to go to bullet points, and then you have to then match up the problem with the relevant case or current case. But right now, there are a lot of good online journals, and by use of the artificial intelligence, even you can filter out the particular case that you are searching. So you can very easily get 10, 20, 50 cases, current cases, high court cases. Even you can get the foreign cases. Even now, you can go ahead to understand the case by a particular judge. So suppose you are searching judgment of V.R. Krishna Iyer. He was very pioneer for the human rights. And then you can understand what was the mindset of the V.R. Krishna Iyer and how he was thinking. And then if he is today and you are trying to file a case in his court, what is going to be the judgment? So there are a lot of softwares, a lot of the journals are there. Because of use of artificial intelligence, you can even understand what is going to be my judgment. So if you're going to file a case in a court of law, and you know the judge, and that judge is definitely he's a human being. He is not value neutral. He's value subjective. He has some thoughts, belief, faith, and he's also operating on particular mindset. So before filing the case, you can understand that how to prepare your case, what cases should be cited, and because you're filing the case in particular judge's court, and then judge is always behind particular direction, you can easily find out what is going to be my judgment if I cite those cases. And even you can select the relevant cases, what cases should not be cited, what cases should be cited, so to get the judgment in your own favor. My point is that because of the lot of use of the technology in the legal profession, whether it's a matter of the preparing the case or presenting the case, and also proving the evidences beyond the doubts. So now the question is that, because if you see the evidence law, when it was amended by the ITA 2000, it is amended the section 65B of the Evidence Act, and it is said that now the any evidence in electronic form will be admissible. But before 2000, before 17 October 2000, electronic evidence were not the evidence. It was not admissible in court of law, because for the first time when IT Act amended 65B of the Evidence Act, now electronic records are admissible evidence. It means that now whatever we do in the electronic medium, whether on WhatsApp or social media or internet or any software, these all records are admissible evidence. Now, there may also be kind of a lot of skills are required, that how to maintain and record these kind of evidences. So, when it is required in a court of law, and how to produce. And also, we should know that everything is not an evidence. Those what are the facts, what are the factual issue, and what is relevant to particular case can be the evidence. And then all this electronic evidence a very short life, and then sometime we can easily miss out those kind of evidences, and sometimes we are not aware where the evidence is lying. So if you're going to raid a particular place where we understand that some cybercrime was going to happen, then where the evidence is lying? For example, sometime somebody is going to commit a crime by the laptop computer. He was going to type some offensive language or some obscene language, and then he was caught. In that case, his fingerprints are there on the screen. And then suppose he was going to delete some files. Those files may be on the history files in the computers. So it means that a lot of separate trainings are required for the high-tech lawyers. It was not required no earlier times to become a good successful lawyer. And this because this is going to affect the everybody's career. So every lawyer should be very well versed about the use of internet, use of the social media, use of the search engines, use of the these good softwares, use of the online journals, and use of all these journals where we can have the latest cases, old cases, and also the latest article, and then how to produce in a court of law. Uh, because of these kind of the developments, now we have to think that whether we can be successful in our coming days or not. If we are not able to learn and then understand these kind of technologies. We know that the 5G technology is coming very fast. If you go back to 80s, it was only 1G technology that we used to just call somebody. Then we have seen 2G technology in 1990, where we can call somebody, we can have the messages. Then we have seen 3G in 2000, where we can call somebody, we can also SMS, and also we can have video streaming. It was very slow. Then we have seen 4G coming in 2010, where the video was having without any streaming, we can listen to videos. And because of the geo revolution in the country, we are able to use a lot of data, consume a lot of data, and then it has given a lot of support. So we are now able to share videos, listen videos, and also we can record the videos. So same way we can record the evidences, we can record the proceedings. There may be a lot of kind of the arbitrations are happening in the online mode. Now we are going to have this online entire ODR process. There can be entire ODR process, online dispute resolution. The entire thing can be happen in the online mode, and because of thing, it has become very cheaper. So if you see earlier days, the lawyer used to rush from one court to different court. Some cases falling in the district court, some are in the high court, some are in the Supreme Court. So in the entire Delhi, they used to travel whole day. But now what will happen because of the online medium? He will be sitting in his chamber. He can just log into district court website. Then he can log into high court's website. He can log into Supreme Court website, and then he can save a lot of time. He was wasting while traveling to these places. So my point is that because of the use of the augmented reality, virtual reality, IoT, then artificial intelligence, and the dependence of a lot of things on the data, now we have 5G technology coming very fast. In the 5G technology, it is very fast now. To download 1 hour video, it takes few minutes. In the 5G model, it will take few seconds to download 1 hour video, upload 1 hour video, and there will be a lot of data flow. You are going to change the entire system. At every 250 meters, there will be kind of the antenna for uh, the 5G data flow, and also we can have the driverless car. We are going to have two-way traffic, so it's going to change the entire scenario. In that particular model, the in lot of skills which are required earlier is not required. Lot of the current jobs which are handled by the people may not be required. So in coming days, we have to see that what are the jobs going to be obsolete. For that, we should not aspire. And what are the new jobs are coming in the market? We have to try to develop those skills, try to get educated, get those certifications, so we can acquire those future jobs. With these few words, I want to close here, and then I'll be happy to take questions from the participants.
Thank you so much, sir, for this enlightening session. So, what are your thoughts? Like many people now, for the past months in COVID, many people have shifted to the online platform, right? And now, when I talk to many law students, everyone's mind is that whether it is feasible to get a job from an online internship, or an online assessment internship or anything done online. So what are your thoughts on this? That is it better to go for offline work only or online work only?
So they mentioned that in the earlier model, the everything was offline, then you are required to have offline skills. But because the way now the things are shifting slowly from offline to the online, and maybe in future things will be mostly in the online. So even this shifting mode, the transition period, is somebody is doing the online internships because he's going to learn the skill of online delivery and online dispute resolution model. Because in that case, in the even online internship, if he is going to help with the lawyer to prepare a case, then he has to search the cases in the online mode. He may be accessing the online journals. So he's learning the skills of how to learn the cases in the online mode, the online journals. Then he is going to draft the particular maybe plaint or application, some reply, something, some kind of no advice and all. So his drafting skill is improving. Now he's going to submit those things. He's going to maybe talking to the client on the online mode, video conferencing. He's talking. So if he's talking to the client, he's going to learn those skills, those dynamics, how the client behaves, okay, and what are the questions he's going to ask, and then he has to prepare no full case and all. So even in the online internship, if he's going to do the proper kind of the legal work, I don't think he's going to lose anything. He's going to get a lot of benefits. He's going to save a lot of time and energy, and he is learning the real crux that is required for the lawyer. So if somebody is going to do online these internships by a good law firm or a good lawyer, going to handle a good case, he is not going to miss anything. But even he is going to prepare himself for the future course of action because things will be mostly in the online mode.
All right. So we have a question from Miss Rachita Thakur, student of Department of Law, Punjab University. So her question is that what are the new jobs or areas that might open in the near future with respect to technical advancements?
So I mentioned that there are a lot of jobs are opening in the future market, and also there are a lot of new technologies are coming. For example, now there is no requirement of people who are just mostly typing outside the code, because now whatever you are typing, it is already available in the kind of structured format on the Google. Okay, you just download the format, fill up the names and age, and the code name and all. Same way, there are a lot of works and also a lot of things which were done by the lot of no the supporting lawyers, the most para lawyers, paralegals. So a lot of paralegals, para lawyers may not be required in future because all those works will be done by the computers and softwares. Okay, by machine learning, by machine designing, it will not be required. Same way, the judges were no requiring a lot of no researchers for them to help them to prepare a case. Now, judge himself can be very quickly find out a lot of things. Even if he is going to hear the case, immediately he can search on the Google or some of the online mode whether what lawyer was no presenting is correct or not. So this way, I think a lot of supporting work which were done by the para lawyers, paralegals, assistant lawyers may not be required because it is done by the support of the computers, done by the use of the social media, maybe done by a lot of very good online journals, and also there are a lot of technologies coming in the market to supporting the lawyers. So that's why we should be very careful that where to invest our time and how to be ready for the future course of action.
Avni, let me add to this question is what is the future? Future is you need to work hard to be very specialized. As it is used to be, if you are average worker, people face to face can teach you. Uh, Office will start again. That's not a big deal, but the kind of interaction, the kind of close working will not be there. So it's the now you need to know more on a practical side before anybody is hiring, before before hiring you. So as a fresh law graduate, you generally just think about passing subject, having a basic knowledge or something like that. No, now it will not work. You need to very specialized. You need to know technology now. You need to understand the new opportunity emerging, data analytics, privacy laws, cybercrime. Now, you need to understand when you are talking about the cybercrime, you must know about the technology before you can give any opinion or deal with the case. Another example is a patent. You must have a domain knowledge. Yeah, it's a if you are working on drafting patent in a biotechnology, you must have a very good knowledge. It is preferred you have must have a degree in biotechnology. So paradigm of is shifting that you need to be extra smart. You need to know if you are applying for a job, you must know what is a copyright, how to file a copyright application. So you can learn online all these process, but students are not making effort. People understand the answer to it if I ask what is a copyright and how to file it, whether it can be filed online. I'm not quite sure. Raise a hand. How many students know that you can file a online copyright application? Can the student raise a hand who knows it? I don't see a single hand. So that is a kind of new emerging. You need to work hard really now. You cannot expect hand holding at it is used to be. People used to keep uh, you work in turn, you did not know anything, but you learn. But now you must know before you join an office. So that's the basic change is coming out. It's not the education that will get you job. It's the knowledge, it's the performance. Now in interview, company will not tell that they will hire you. You will approach the company and say you can deliver these things. If they are looking for that qualities, they will hire you. Otherwise, not. So the whole in this year we will see the stability factor. So now I thank you very much, Dr. Tabrez Ahmed, for his precious time and to speak. And we will look forward to future panel. And I hope he will interact with some of the students on our social launch media.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Kaviraj Singh. Thank you, Oni, and thank you, Vinakshi, for this very important program. And thank you, all of you.